Alright, so hi guys, here we are again with a Sketchbook Rambles. Now, first things first, I want to make a little explanation. I know I don't have to, but I really felt like I should. So, the reason why this video is going up now, instead of the one that was supposed to go up last week, because I had one done, the difference was it was a promotion for a pre-order, and I was talking about a lot of merchandise and things like that. And the simple reason for why I decided that I wasn't comfortable with that was obviously everything going on in the world right now. It just didn't feel like my place to be promoting merch and talking about stuff like that, and then promoting a pre-order on my shop, even though it was a pre-order for a charity, with everything currently going on in the Ukraine. And that's all I'm going to do to talk about that right now, because I'm not comfortable talking about it. But yeah, it just, for me, it felt wrong. It felt dirty, which is hence why that video will be going up now after this one. I know I keep pushing this one video back, but just, the universe keeps trying to hurt me. So, if you guys are new here, hi, these are my sketchbook rambles where I talk more so about my month and things that I've been doing. It's very personal. It's my opinions on things while I work in my sketchbook. I'm currently working in a crescent render sketchbook, and if I play my cards right, because I am not a cool artist and I cannot talk and draw at the same time, come see my live streams. While I can do that, I am 10 times slower than I normally am, and I like to have a finished thing for you guys to look at by the end of your video the best I can. So, I am working in my crescent render sketchbook. I'm working on a doodle of my D&D character Snake. He's for a new game that's coming up. So there you go for that little context of who I'm drawing. He is my character. And if anybody wants to ask, has gotten these questions before? Yes, you are more than welcome to draw any of my characters if you want. I love getting fan art. It's not a requirement, but if you do, please tag me. Tag me in it on like Instagram or Twitter. Twitter's easier to get a hold of me. But yeah, that way I can see it, and then when I do my streams on Twitch, I can add it to my little fan art reel. So yeah, there's that. Let's get into the February 2022 rambles. So it's already a lot better than it was last month, but towards the end, some things kind of went bad. So I have notes this time. I think I had notes last time, but a lot of good stuff happened. So I want to start with the good because, like most of my life, when the bad thing happens, it kind of is what I focus on, and I don't know how to come back from that. So I'm just going to get through with the great things that happened to me this month. One, I got so many new patrons. Thank you guys so much. I don't think you understand how much that makes me so happy. I got so many new patrons to the sticker tier, to the print tier, and I even got two new top tier patrons. And if you guys don't know, the top tier patrons get a commission once a month. So that was very, very exciting for me, and I'm really happy to meet them, and I'm happy we're talking and getting to know each other better. And I'm also going to do my best to bring back the Patreon Twitch live stream chats. I used to do it a lot, and I've just been having a bad low mental health for the past 2 months, and that's not fair to the patrons. So anyone who's a top tier patron and is in that Discord, you get to, have a chat with me when I'm streaming on Twitch. I used to do, this is the day that we all chat together thing, and it just didn't always work out. So I decided, okay, they'll be randomly throughout the month. And I haven't been doing that a lot because my life's been pretty crazy. So I want to go back into doing those. So starting March, I plan on doing a couple of those. At least, one of my streams once a week, I'm going to try to do it. If not, I'll make sure to do it at least every 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm really happy about that. I also got all of my February and March rewards done early. But that also means, it sounds like a shill. It's not meant to be a shill. But that means that if anybody were to join in March because I print my stickers at home, you don't have to worry about, missing the cutoff date. The cutoff date for the March sticker is March 25th. As long as you become a patron for the $5 tier or up, by then, you will get your sticker because I got the design done, I got the speed paint done, super early because in March, not only is it my mother's birthday, and I have to do some convention prep, because also good news, I got into 2 cons. I'm so excited to do that. Yeah, I've got to do con prep, my mother's birthday is happening, and I get to visit my girlfriend. I'm really excited about that. I get to visit her at the end of the month, and then hopefully she's going to come visit us sometime in April, and then we'll go on from there. But I just, long distance is hard when you're in a new poly relationship, but it's great. So I wanted to try my best to get everything done and handled, so when I leave at the end of the month to visit her, I don't have to freak out about stuff. So Now, with that, another great thing that happened to me is I made back all of the lost work I lost in January. I'm still not fully free of my work queue, obviously, but everything I missed out on in January because of getting sick, spiky round boy, because of family issues, because of friend stuff, I got caught up. I'm so happy. I don't think you understand how happy that makes me. But oh my god, it was so good to feel that. Ooh. And in more good news, I finally finished my first season of a D&D game. So if you guys don't know, me, the Zodiac Lord, Holly Brown, our friend Chinema, because I know she's Chival and some numbers on other platforms, my husband who was our DM, and myself, we have a D&D live stream game that we stream on Twitch. We are in no way high production. It's just our fun game. It's our game, Lamp. We were able to finally, after a year and a half, almost 2 years now, finish the first season of that game. And now we're doing a pause time skip, and we're going to be starting season 2, hopefully in a month. And oh my god, I'm so excited. I love how it ended off. I love where the story's going. I'm having so much fun with my friend and my friends and my partners, and I love these characters, and I love this world we're building, and I love this little community we're getting for our D&D games. I can't tell you how excited it makes me, because I know not a lot of people can catch the lives, but there's like 4 or 5 people that have been coming into every stream that I do recently, and they're asking D&D questions, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and my friends are getting fan art, and we're just like, oh crap, this is so cool and so exciting, and it makes me have the good brain goo. I'm just, so happy. I'm happy none of our characters died, and I'm really excited to work on a character reference sheet, which will be a video. I know, I keep promising, but I've already got it sketched out, because my girl Name, she needs a good reference, and I'm also going to be making a proper reference sheet for one of my husband's player NPCs, Audrey, so, yeah, we finished that, and we're going to be starting a new D&D game. And then on top of all of that, my husband, after so long, got a promotion. I know that might sound very, weird to throw in here, but if you guys didn't know, or this is your first video, hi, I feel bad this is your first video following me, but whatever. It's how YouTube works sometimes. My husband works his ass off. He works so hard because we live in California and we hate it here. And, he's been trying to get this promotion for at least a year. I would say longer than that, but he's been denied 3 times, and so we kind of came to terms with they're just never going to give it to him. They literally at one point gave it to a person he trained, and if you guys didn't know, my husband's a teacher, and so because of that, me and my partner, because, we're in a throuple right now, she's also been experiencing how stressful it is. As his friend, she knew this, but as a partner, she sees it worse. So she was also like, man, this sucks. I really hope he gets it, because my husband would have to work 16-hour days just so we could afford to have savings, rent, and food. It was kind of a big deal. It was kind of horrible. And so now he gets to keep that pay, but actually work a 9 to 5. So he can have a life, and we can work on our health, which is another thing I want to get into, which is a good thing. If you guys don't want to hear about physical, health and body numbers and stuff, I'd say skip to 2 minutes ahead. I won't talk about this long, but I lost 5 pounds without really trying that hard, and that was a big deal for me. I just made smaller life choices. I'm working on how I'm eating, and I'm trying to do my best to get into more shape, not like a bodybuilder or anything, but because I'm doing more and more conventions, I need to be able to do them on my own or with just my friends, and I can't rely on, my husband who's a big guy or my friends who are stronger than me to help me carry my stuff, and I need to be able to do it myself. So I've been doing more, and without even really trying, I was just doing little things here and there. I lost 5 pounds, and I'm very, very happy about that. So I'm hoping that I can keep this up and keep my goal by the end of the year, which I'm not going to say online. I'm just going to tell you if I hit it or not, because I feel like when you put that in the ether, it just never happens. So that was a really, really nice thing. It was a nice thing for me to see, because I was sure I had gained weight, actually. It was the exact opposite. I was sure I had gained weight. So I went on the scale, and I was like, oh my god, I'm 5 pounds lighter. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. So yeah, there's that, and I'm very happy with myself about that, because I also feel better like that. And so now, the next thing is, I now have a new charity sticker up in my shop for pre-order. This sticker is for BLM, Black Lives Matter. You know, it is going to be a gold hollow foil vinyl sticker. I won't be making this at home because just like when I made my Stop AAP I Hate sticker, I wanted to get this offset printed so it's an nicer quality so you can put it on like a car or a water bottle you can put in the dishwasher or like a skateboard or something. Like it can be out in public more than my current stickers. Not that my stickers can't. My stickers are weatherproof and waterproof, but they're not on thick vinyl. These will be done on thick vinyl. So I'm really excited about that. And depending on where this is, I might also have a charity sticker for what's going on in the Ukraine. If I do, it'll be up on screen. Those will be in my Etsy link down. They'll be in my Etsy shop down below. So yeah. Because I like giving back to charity and I like using my platform to help people. I want to use what I have and what I've accumulated to help people in the way that I can. And that way, someone also gets something out of it. Because sometimes people do like having a thing when they are donating to another thing. But yeah. So there's that. I'm really excited about that. And other good news, I wrote out the entire first chapter of a project that I'm going to be calling STS for right now. I know it sounds like a boy band name, but it's just a placeholder right now. So we're going to call it STS. And I'm having so much fun, and I'm so excited to show you guys STS, but it's going to take some time, and hopefully if things go awry, it'll be at least started by sometime this year. That's all I'm going to say on that. And then, on top of all of that good news, I've almost made 500 orders on my Etsy. This is amazing. I did not realize how fast I would get to this goal. I'm very excited about it. I also hit 3K on TikTok, and I know those numbers might not sound like a lot, but these are like the fastest I've grown in a long, long time. As someone who's done social media for a very long time, sometimes you know that things just take 1,000 years to get to things. You know, I've made my social media platform for years, but it's been a slow crawl. I've had a couple of good jumps here and there, like with YouTube and other things. But other than that, it's been a slow crawl in other ways. So it's very, very exciting and very fun to see that. And then, let's see. Is that it for all of the good news? Yeah, I think that is all of it for all the good news. So, all right, now, sadly, let's get into my biggest issue with this month. So, these were all good. I'm still counting this month as better than January. Oh, much better than January. But I can't just, sugarcoat when bad things happened. So, I've made videos before about how my doctors hate me and how my insurance sucks, but I can't do anything about it because I live in America. So it's like, oh, you have insurance? Just be grateful you have insurance and you're not, paying an arm and a leg for it, even though it's not great. So I ended up where, warning, I'm going to be talking about bodily functions, so if you don't want to hear that, I always thought that was weird. I don't have a problem with it, but I know other people do. I'm not judging you. It's just something I always thought was weird because, we're all humans and we all have human anatomy and we all, have human bodily functions and get human diseases. But for some people, it's, really upsetting to hear about. So I'm not going to be going into graphic detail about anything, but I just find it odd that we can't just, have an open conversation about it in some cases. But if you are one of those people that it does upset you, I don't want to upset you, even if I don't fully understand it. So, yeah, if you want to just click off here, I'm going to be talking about it because it's what I've been dealing with for the rest of the month. So yeah, there we go. You've been warned. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe because, commenting for that bot helps push my videos out in the algorithm. Anyway. So what ended up happening was I am a fab person. I identify as she, her. And so because of that, I have a fab parts. And so I ended up going to the bathroom one day. And I saw some blood. And I originally thought as an AFAB person that, must just be my period, right? I haven't been regular for a long time because my hospital wouldn't give me my birth control because, I don't know, they said I need a pap smear. I'm trying to make appointments for a pap smear, but then they keep canceling my pap smear appointments when it ends up in the cycle where I didn't get my birth control. So because I didn't get my birth control, I don't have regular cycles. I haven't since I was a child, which is on my file. But, what do I know? It's only the body I've had for 29 years. It's not like I know it or anything. So, I originally thought it was that. And then by the second day, I realized very quickly it was not that kind of blood. Now, if you are an AFAB person who does menstruate, then you would know there is, and this, I know this is weird, you can kind of tell, especially if you're an older person like me. If you're younger and you're still new and figuring it out, probably not. But you can usually tell when you're like, that's not period blood. That's not what that is. And so I was like, oh dear, that must be a UTI. I've gotten them tons of times before. It sucks. It runs in my family. We have a lot of my family calls them small bladders, but that's not actually what it is. It's actually a lower bladder. It runs in my family. So I ended up trying to call the doctor, get all this done, in which it ended up, because of my insurance and I couldn't go to a normal frickin' urgent care just to get this handled, it ended up with me fighting my doctors on the phone and online with the medical doctor for at least a week. And over that week, I was getting immense pain. I was peeing all the time. The pain was horrible. I was getting migraines because of how much I was peeing, because I was dehydrated, because I was peeing so much, because of the goddamn UTI. And then I started developing pain in my back. And I originally thought, oh great, this is affecting my back injury, because if you guys didn't know, I have chronic pain. I was in a terrible car accident a few years ago, as well as a very horrible job when I was younger that ended up messing up my back. I never got it properly treated, and my back healed wrong. So I ended up having back pain, and there are days where my back pain is so severe, I literally can't do anything. I have to just kind of lay in bed and exist, and it sucks, and it's miserable, but it's the life of someone living with chronic pain or chronic illness. So I originally thought, like, great, it's giving me a flare-up, until I realized, oh my god, that's my kidneys. Because usually when I get the back pain, it's in a very centered spot, and this was in 2 spots, and I was like, oh right, I needed to remember my anatomy classes when I wanted to be a nurse. Remember when you wanted to be a nurse, Michelle? I know, it's wild and crazy. I was like, oh, those are my kidneys. This is getting bad. So I had to fight, and I finally got my stupid medication. But what's so weird is they decided to send my birth control finally, but they decided to send the birth control in the mail, but they wouldn't send my UTI meds in the mail, even though the hospital where I could get the meds is literally a 9-minute drive from my house. But, you know, it's fine. I'm not bitter at all. So I finally got my pills, and then the pharmacist was very clear with how severe this UTI infection had gotten, because I had to take a test at that point, where he was like, all right, you need to take a pill every 8 hours. And I was like, okay, not a big deal. He's like, no. Every 8 hours. You need to set an alarm, have it every 8 hours. You need to drink a lot of water, a lot of electrolytes, try to have cranberry juice, and if the pain and the bleeding does not stop within when the pills are done, I was going to say within a week. No, when the pills are done, you need to come back in, and we need to do a scan on your organs to see if your kidneys are failing. And I'm like, what? This is the pharmacist, mind you. I was able to get, I called my doctor when I got home and get a clarification. And my friends also told me, Michelle, if you had kidney failure, you would know. So I'm 99.9% sure, thanks to my doctor and my friends, it's not kidney failure. But it could very much have evolved into a kidney infection, which isn't great, which means that if I don't feel better and the bleeding stops, then I'm going to have to go to the doctor in about a week, because they gave me a lot of pills. It's every 8 hours. But that's been hard. So because of that, I've had to set alarms, mess up my sleep schedule, and take them like crazy. But I think it's working. Here's the weird thing. There's more blood than normal, but that was supposed to be a side effect. They even told me that. And they told me that I would feel more pain at first, which is why I had to wait for the pills to be done. And so because of that, I was like, okay. But then, oh my god. Excuse me. I don't know how to describe this besides, on day 2 or 3 of the pills, I suddenly felt like my kidneys were being milked. I know that's a very disgusting descriptor, but it felt like someone was just treating my kidneys like an udder in my body, and they were just squeezed. And I was like, oh, this is horrible. And then I talked to some friends who have to take very heavy-duty meds, and they're like, yeah, that's what happens to your kidneys. And I'm like, oh god, this is hell. So, I haven't been having a good couple days, but at the time of recording this, I'm feeling a lot better. The kidney pain is still there, but it's subsiding now. I'm not having the constant pulsing or the milking feeling. And so There is still a lot of blood, obviously, but again, the pain is now completely gone. They did say that was a normal side effect, so I'm just keeping an eye on that and waiting on things to go. And now that I got my birth control, I'm going to wait for all this to be over, and then I get to be on my birth control again. So, yay! Hopefully that'll help. But yeah, that's been my magical February. Oh, wait, no, I'm wrong. There is one more thing I didn't talk about. Oh, okay, I'm so happy I got to bring this up. My bad. This is a good ender and a good thing. So, it's a good and a bad thing. So, back in 2020, we had lost a family member, a very dear family member. My husband's grandmother. She was the closest thing to a mother he ever had. She was the closest thing to a grandmother I ever had. I did not have a good relationship with my grandmother. And she was an amazing person, and I miss her dearly. But, we went, because it was around the anniversary, so we went to her grave, and we got to see some family friends along the way. So, while we were there, we ended up seeing Cody's Aunt Pud. I'll call her that for short, because that's what everyone calls her. It's not her real name, but that's what everyone calls her, so you guys will just know her as Aunt Pud. So, when we were at a Coco's, and we were talking, because Cody's grandmother loved going to Coco's, so we always go to the Coco's by the cemetery whenever we visit her, and then we just kind of hang out and talk and do that. And she gave me the really old, boomer adage of, like, get rid of your phone and stuff. Or, is she a boomer? I think she's a boomer. I'm pretty sure she's a boomer. I could be wrong. She's a much, much older woman. She's in her 80s. So, she was telling me all about how, like, oh, this and that. But then she was talking about this book she was reading. And I was telling her about this book I was reading. And she was talking about this book series she was reading because I knew she was a very avid reader. And she mentioned dragons. And now I've known this woman for nearly 14 years. And because she's like Cody's aunt, that's why we call her Aunt Pud. He's known her his whole life. I was like, wait, did you say dragons? And she's like, yeah, the Dragon Riders of Pern or whatever. And I had never heard of that, and I didn't know she even liked fantasy books. I'm like, you like fantasy books? And she's like, well, I like all kinds of books. But yeah, I love like dragons and vampires and fantasies, and the one where it's like modern, but it's vampires. And I was like, Aunt Pud, we need to talk. Hold on. So I had an amazing conversation with this woman I've known for years, who I never knew, because again, I knew she read a lot, but I never knew it was this stuff. So we were talking about this stuff in the Cocos. We were having a blast. I was having a lot of fun chatting with her about book series we both liked. And I learned all about the Dragon Riders of Pern. And she's like, oh, do you want to borrow some of the books? It's a really big series. And I was like, yeah, I'd love to. And then she's like, there's another series I think you might like. And I was like, what? She's like, no, it's also a dragon book if you like dragon books. And I'm like, okay. She's like, it was written in the early 2000s. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, oh, no. I remember thinking, I'm like, why is she saying it like this? And she was like, okay, well, just so you know, unlike the Dragon Riders of Pern, these dragons turn into people. And I was like, internally in my head, I'm like, she's not telling me what I think she's telling me, is she? Or if you want, you can come here and join in. I'm just doing a little...
I'm not doing it.
Oh, no, it's the audio. It's the audio. Okay. It's nothing else. No, I'm not either. Hello? No.
What?
No, when I was like, hey, bitch, I need to make dicks and some friend time, that's not where we're getting cute. So, alright.
Good, because I have no intention of being cute right now.
Okay, alright. I also smell, so... Alright, we have my friend Tiffany who joined us, and my neighbor real quick, as I tell her the continuation of this story. So, Cody's 80-year-old aunt was telling me about this thing, and I'm thinking, I'm like, she can't be talking about what I think she's talking about, saying how these dragons turn into people. Did you playing with my cat as I read the story?
I do like to play with your little kitty.
Yes, you do like to play with my kitty, I know.
Kitty.
So, I'm like, but she was being, she's like, it's really funny, and no, and it's a romance story, and I'm like, no, it can't be. And then she pulls up the covers for me, and oh my god, I'm kind of happy to learn that the really bad photoshopped hot men with no head covers has just been a thing. I thought it was just a Kindle store thing. I'm actually really happy to know that's just always been a thing with those bad porn books. And so, and she's like, you can borrow some of those if you like. And I was like, Aunt Pud, I would love to read your dragon smut books. Didn't say the dragon smut, obviously, but that is definitely what was going on in my head. So, we ended up having time at the cemetery, having a good time. Me and my husband do some things. He works with some things with his side business. And then we ended up stopping by his aunt's house to pick up the books. Now, I was thinking, as an avid book lover and book nerd, she was going to give me, like, at most 6, maybe, like, 3 or 4 of the Dragon Riders of Pern books and a couple of the other ones. No. Cody and his 80-year-old aunt come out with 3 Stater Brothers bags. If you guys don't know what Stater Brothers is, it's like a supermarket bag filled with books. She lent me 36 books. The entire Dragon Riders of Pern series and this entire Dragon Smut series. And I was just like, I love you, Aunt Pud. And so I'm reading the first one, and I can't make these titles up. I'm not reading the Dragon Riders of Pern right now, because for a serious book, I'm currently reading House of Sky and Breath, and I'm loving that one. But for my good, stupid, guilty pleasure, I am reading Dragon Actually, which is what the title of it is. And I've learned that in Dragon Actually, it's actually 2 books in one book, but they're not that big, and it was written in the early 2000s, and boy howdy, it is everything I love in a guilty pleasure. You've seen the covers!
I have.
You're laughing,
So
but you're like, you can have it on my bookshelf right now.
It's like if 50 Shades of Grey was written by a conservative woman.
You know, like with how the book is written, it really is. Now that you say it that way, yeah. But also,
That's just the cover.
I don't normally do book reviews on my channel anymore, but do you want me to review this series? Because I will for you guys, because I am loving this trash. I love this stuff. So, yeah, that's been my magical month. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here for the Sketchbook Rambles. Hopefully you guys are working in your sketchbooks or drawing at the same time, too. I love you all. Thank you, as always, to my amazing Patreon patrons. Thank you for all the support, and thank you for everybody who follows me on my other social media. Again, links down below, because YouTube is dumb. And I love you all so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.